I'm Arya Schwartz, and welcome to the Winsidr Show, where it's all about the W. This week, we are starting a new series of episodes called Contenders, starting off this series with the Minnesota Lynx with a good friend of the show, but you got to wait till after the ad read to figure out who it is. Before we get into today's show, just a quick reminder, Winsidr is a fully independent WNBA news site, and everything we do is supported by listeners like you. If you enjoy what we're doing here, you can help keep it going by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/Winsidr. That's patreon.com/Winsidr. With pricing levels for everyone, you can directly show support for the hard work we're doing into covering the W year-round. We also have an amazing team producing great written coverage over at winsidr.com, plus more content than ever across TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, and YouTube. But if you're in the market for WNBA gear, check out the affiliate links in the show notes and on winsidr.com. You rep the league, and Winsidr gets a little support along the way. Welcome back to the show. Excited to be back here with the one, the only Andrew Dukowitz. I'm excited because I'm from now on calling you the Duke of Linkstown. Are we cool with that?
One, you did the Dukowitz. You added the R again.
I literally, before the episode, I said I was going to do that. I get in my head, okay, Andrew Dukowitz, and I literally, the Duke joke doesn't make sense if I add the R. So I ruined my own joke.
It's so funny because you're like, I have to check because I always mess this up. I have to check Dukowitz, right? And I'm like, yes. And then I went on a little tirade about Britt Robinson, and here we are. Fun fact, Ron Johnson, former Gophers wide receiver, NFL player, started calling me the Duke like 2 years ago. And apparently that's just a thing now, but no one says it to my face. So it's a weird dynamic.
Yeah, no, that is. I mean, I'm going with it. I'm calling you the Duke of Linkstown because you often, something really cool that you do, your tweets often end up in me and my friends' group chats. Where I'm like, did you see this ridiculous link stack? Did you see this, like, I don't know how you can tweet that long, really long list of link stats, where I trust you. Let me say this. First of all, my trust for you grew during the offseason, during the CBA negotiations, when you were doing long division and intense math. That was way beyond me. And you were breaking things down. But now I trust your math, but when you drop some of these stats, I got to double check them because it seems too good to be true. It seems so ridiculous. Before we get into that, I just want to start the episode with Cheryl Reeve, 3 wins away from the all-time record. We're a quarter of the season in. The Lynx are obviously a contender. They're sitting number 1 in the league right now. Has she locked in Coach of the Year?
I think so. I mean, I'll be honest. I am a person that doesn't really think Coach of the Year should go to like the best story in the league. Like, I'm sure if Portland ends up making the playoffs, they'll have a good case for it. Like, trying to think of like who the surprise team is. Let's say the Sparks turn it around because they're on my mind from the game last night, and they like go surging into the playoffs. Like, I don't think those should be like rewarded as Coach of the Year. Like, Coach of the Year, for example, Cheryl Reeve last year, that was one of the best regular season like teams in league history, and she got 1 vote. Like, that to me is like, yeah, the team went to the finals, but the sustained like excellence, being able to be that good, I think is more important than just like, hey, we won 6 more games than we thought we should, and we're going to get eliminated in the first round. So this year, I think she has definitely earned it. That being said, still a lot of season left to go. Still could be injuries, still stuff could happen. But I mean, when you're talking about like the number 1 offense and the number 1 defense, their net rating is almost double second place Atlanta. Like, she's doing something right.
It is insane. I don't have the stats in front of me, and honestly, my listeners are probably sick of me bringing it up. But I'd broken down her win percentages and her record during the 2010 to 2018. So like plus, a little buffer around the dynasty. And then from 2019 till today, it's insane. It's pretty much a very, very, like, yes, there's some difference, but it's insane how close it is and how the sustained success is ridiculous. Um, excuse me. I point out how, Becky during this 3-year championship run in Vegas, where she has a ridiculous roster, also, stat wise looks amazing. And you're like, oh, Becky's doing a better win percentage than Cheryl. And then you break down any 4-year period during the dynasty, and Cheryl blows Becky out of the water. Like, what she is doing is insane. I agree with you. I mean, for me, it's like, it's a combination, and this is true with every award, right? It's what's our expectation. First of all, how do we define the word or the award? Are we going into it with what is our expectation versus what's the reality? What is their production output over past years versus now? Like MVP, people get so upset about MVP and who you vote for MVP. There's so many different ways to view it. It is absurd to get so upset about it. Like, some people view it as you have to be, the best player on, it doesn't matter, the best team. Or some people are like, you have to be a top 4 team and be the person who like lifts the team up. Like, there's so many different. Most improved also is insanely hard. Coach of the year is a tough one, but I feel like there's 2 main avenues of thought. It's the, who got the best out of their roster and who kind of turned the most heads. And you can argue that both those are the same things. Portland, I feel like early in the season was turning the most heads and was getting a lot out of its roster. Obviously, 2 big wins against New York turns those heads. Minnesota, what they have done has just been ridiculous. And that's why I want to ask you, are the Lynx a better team? I was going to say than the finals team 2 years ago. That was 5 seconds and a bad call away from a championship. I got you, Lynx fans. But now I'm thinking about like last year and how good they were as a regular season team. Is this team better than the, I don't know what we're going to call that 2-year blip on the radar, whatever, like the Alana Smith year, like what are the stud bud years? I guess we're calling it the stud bud years.
I've been going with the power of friendship. Shout out Lynx Discord for suggesting that.
Okay.
The power of friendship.
So the power of friendship era versus what we're seeing now, because like up until maybe like 3 games ago, I was like, all right, I'm waiting for the wheels to fall off. Like, this isn't sustainable. This is ridiculous. And now it's like, oh no, this is sustainable. Like, who else are they gonna play?
Yeah, I mean that's the good question. Everybody in my comments now is like, well, they haven't played New York yet, and we have to see what they look like against New York before we say they're a contender or whatnot. But it's like they took the Aces to the brink with a sick Olivia Miles, like both figuratively and literally. Like, she was ill in that game, and also like sick shot making. I'm willing to just kind of believe that this is the reality of this team this year, that it is just going to be that good. If you throw Tosh Howard in, they have 4 All-Stars potentially this year, and that's not including Fee. Like, I think K-Mac's advanced stuff is, she probably doesn't make the All-Star game this year, but like from an advanced analytics standpoint, like she's having the best year of her career. Courtney Williams is setting a career high in scoring and still doing everything Court does. Liv has been incredible. Tosh is like all of a sudden the 5th best player in the league for like out of nowhere. If you ask Indiana or Dallas fans, they're like stunned by this. And then their bench,
well, they're like, oh, this is who we were supposed to get.
Right. And then their bench, like, Nia Coffey, when Fee comes back, is going to be like their 6th player. And she's been awesome. Ola Osu has taken big steps. Tony Dallaire has been great. Like, I pretty unequivocally think they're better than the team last year. Like, and that's crazy to say, because you look at the money that was dished out to the players that left from last year. You look at the amount of wins that they had. I do this like little kind of stat exercise towards the end of every season where I take like regular season rankings in certain categories and then compare them to the rest of the teams and how they stack up against the year they played in. So like offensive rating, defensive rating, net, you take the number ranking of that, of first, second, whatever it is. And then you just kind of look back in years history of like, well, what did champions do in against their peers that season? And like the Lynx last year were literally one of the best teams in the history of the league. This year, they're better in everything. Like, they're a better shooting team. They're a better defensive team. They're significantly better offensive team. If the season ended today, they'd have the best net rating in the history of the WNBA. Like, that's insane. Like, a plus 16 net rating is insane.
And what was the Commissioner's Cup differential? That was insane. It was like 170, 160 or something.
After last night, I think it would be like 163, 173. That's
insane. And they're not. And the best part is, I mean, look, it's the Cup. It's how it plays. Fine. They're not in the championship. Vegas beat them. But just seeing the differential between the teams, and then you see Minnesota, so you're like, this isn't real. This is like a video game.
Right. Last year, they set the franchise record for wins 20 plus. Wins where they win by 20 plus at 8. Guess how many they have this season?
3?
7. That is insanity. Like, I do my post-game live stream, and I've been doing bonus episodes with some of the more like national people. And it's literally just like everyone's just kind of like dumbfounded of like, this is the most dominant team we've ever seen. There's no holes.
It's truly insane. And like, look, going into the season, I had my concerns. I will at some point, I want to bring up the K-Mac talk, because I understand advanced stats and defensively she is being ridiculous. Her 3-point shooting seems down. My biggest frustration, I just need to air this out. I, for years, have loved her scoop shovel, right? Like her, Alicia Clark and Alyssa Thomas do that shovel shot, the shot put shot, like no one else. This year, it just looks like she's not even trying sometimes. She's just like, let me get it up quick and get my foul. Let me get it up quick and get out. And I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, I don't know if that's intentional. I don't know if she's saving her body or what. And I think those plays have like brought me down in my hype about her this season. Big K-Mac fan, friend of the show. We've had her on. We've done a film room with her. Amazing player. I think her defense has gone through the roof. What we've seen defensively, and she's been able to be less of a shoulder bearer of the offensive weight, which is maybe part of it because of what Olivia Miles is doing, because of what Natasha Howard's doing, because of what the other players are able to do. But yeah, it does feel like to me offensively, we're seeing a little bit of a step down, but while defensively, we're seeing a step up. And I'll kind of make a reference to the greatest basketball player of all time, Simone Augustus, in her team or her time during the Lynx dynasties. You know, Cheryl Reeve talked about that, where she went from being this scorer who, you know, took all the weight of the team for scoring and then moved on to being an elite defender for her team because that's what they needed. Am I crazy? I know the advanced stats support her more than I am letting on. But yeah, let's talk about K-Mac for a little bit, because she's one of the players who I feel like we went into this season, we knew everybody was leaving, and it's I don't know. There was a lot of discussion of like K-Mac and Court are staying, but is that enough? And we've seen them adapt what their roles are on this team. It's pretty impressive what we're seeing from these savvy vets.
Yeah, K-Mac's interesting because I think, and Cheryl has talked about this a little bit too, of like teams kind of looked at this team at the beginning of the season. They're like, well, if we can take K-Mac completely out of the game, how do they score? Like, Court's going to do our mid-range thing. We'll live with that. So the first like 7 or 8 games this year, K-Mac was getting like doubled with off ball, and she'd be going around like off ball screens, kind of just like whipping around like Mia Coffee, and they would just double her off ball screens. And it was tough for her. Like, I think that's part of the reason why, you know, you kind of have those scoop shots etched in your mind, which like I also, some of those just, I have hated them for years. Some of them drive me absolutely nuts because it's just like, just go up with it. Like, don't. Anyways, that's an aside. But like, the point being, I think she was just kind of gassed at the beginning of the season. She was also playing like high 30s in minutes at the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just looking at it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of her first 7, she played 34 plus minutes. Like, I think there's that section of the season where teams were saying, we're going to make this gal exhausted She's going to guard our best player, and we're going to run her through everything. And teams very quickly found out that that's a pretty terrible idea because Olivia Miles was just cooking them. Natasha Howard was getting mid 20-point games. Nia Coffey was getting wide open. Court has been awesome. So now it's shifted a little bit to where they're not doubling her off ball. They're not doubling her off of screens. They're, gravity is a big word in the new NBA, WNBA, and she's not generating the same gravity. And the last like 5 or 6 games, it's been kind of just normal K-Mac where she's getting open threes. She's getting off ball actions to get just really quality looks. And she's been awesome. But the thing that's kind of like remained even through the 2 sections of this early season is she's setting a career high in steals. I think it's her 3rd highest rebounding season of her career. Mm-hmm. And the defensive stuff has just been awesome. And even on offense, when they were kind of face guarding her, she was able to use that to open up space. And I think what's kind of going to benefit her the most is at some point Fee's going to come. And then what do you do? Like, how do you even put press coverage on Kame? Which that's kind of the like conundrum with teams that are looking at the Lynx the rest of this year is like, at some point, if you look at this starting lineup of Olivia Miles, Kayla McBride, Courtney Williams, Napheesa Collier, and Natasha Howard, at some point you're going to have to leave somebody open, whether it's scrambling to cover, whether it's double teaming. At some point, like Kayla McBride is going to be deemed like, hey, let's give her the open look and live with it. And that is just objectively a terrible idea. So yeah, I don't know if I answered your question, but I think she's been having a season that, started off rocky because of the coverage. And now we're starting to see her be a little bit more normal.
Yeah, no. And like, let me run it down for people just so we know, like she's averaging 30 minutes. Right around her career. Mm-hmm. She's at 14.2 points, career average, 14.4. She's got a full rebound more than her career average, 0.1 more assists, 0.6 more steals per game, doubled her blocks from 0.1 to 0.2. Love that one. Her turnovers have dropped by 0.4. Field goal percentage has actually increased, which honestly is shocking to me, by 0.2%. 3-point percentage is down 4%, not that big of a deal. And free throws, still at that 88, 89%. So maybe I'm blowing it out of the water. All right, last player we got to talk about individually before we talk about the question that's on every Lynx mind. Yeah, I'll let them think about that while we talk about this. Nia Coffey, ridiculous. The pride of Hopkins, Minnesota, the #1 Hopkins grad in the league right now. Take that page. No. But what Nia has done this season has been insane. Okay. She's shooting 44% from the 3-point line. Free throws need to get up, even though I know she shot like 2 of them.
I think she's shot 3 free throws, which is also insane. Like for how much she's on the court to have 3?
It's insane to have ridiculous. She's not even averaging a turnover a game. I guess you could round up whatever. She's shooting 50% from the field. 2 assists a game, 6 rebounds a game, 8.5 points in 26.5 minutes. So she's doing all of this. She has been like, she's kind of like a mini Fee almost. And maybe that's like a ridiculous, like, I know when Fee comes back, they're going to slot her in. Coffey's going to move to the 6. She's obviously going to lead the race for 6th Woman of the Year, but won't be allowed because she's probably started too many games because it's already mid-June and Fee is not back. So let's not get our hopes up for that early June return. Just in like for Lynx fans, a Rebecca Brunson-esque player, like a Fee meets Rebecca Brunson, where you're doing all the things that we need you to do to win a game that maybe other players aren't willing to do, to put their body on the line, doing all the smart plays, taking on great defensive assignments, sacrificing your body, but then also hitting some just really big shots. Her confidence from 3 this season is insane. And like you're talking about, if you're going to be throwing that coverage towards K-Mac, if you're going to be drawn in on that pick and roll with Miles and Howard, if you're going to be so focused on Courtney getting into her shot, you're leaving Nia open from 3, and she clearly has the green light. She's knocking them down. just a real quick Nia Coffey. I mean, like, I would almost argue maybe she's not like fine, maybe not an all-star at that level, especially where we are in the league right now. But like, we're talking about a player who's like legitimate, like this isn't a second tier player.
No.
Like she's playing like a starter on a championship level team. Ridiculous, amazing, impressive. What are your thoughts on Nia Coffey real quick?
I mean, just quickly, like I kind of want to keep going back to like, there's a realistic chance where she's just out of the league. Like if she signs a 1 or 2 year deal with like a bad team, she could just be done, which she played 10 minutes a game for Atlanta, career low, shot 37% last year. Not good. And her minutes had been dropping ever since like 2022. Like there's a legitimate chance where like Nia Coffey re-signs with Atlanta, doesn't play, and is just done. So I think it's a massive credit for Nia of like, hey, I'm going to get this fresh start and I'm going to just blow it out of the water. I think it's a big credit to Cheryl, because Cheryl in the offseason talked about like, yeah, we saw the like proof of concept with LA where she's a 40% 3-point shooter. We know she's a good defender, and like there's no reason Nia Coffey shouldn't be good at basketball. And it's like, yeah, all right, Cheryl, I'm buying in. She's been awesome though. Like to the point where Cheryl multiple times have been like, she's the one that sets the tone for our team. Cheryl, after the last home game, was kind of joking around a little bit, talking about Nia, of just like the thing she appreciates most about Nia is she's the only starter that actually listens to her, which again is like, man, you guys have the best team in the league, and like Courtney Williams is still forgetting plays as she walks out of the huddle. But it's like, yeah, it's because Nia Coffey is remembering the plays for everyone and directing that traffic. And honestly, when they talk about her, it's a lot like how they talk about BC, where it's just like she's calm, she's collected. She's obviously having a better season than BC did last year with the Lynx, but she's been imperative. Like, I don't think this team is nearly as good if Nia Coffey is not playing at this level, because she just is so integral to kind of the like the whatever the chutzpah of a team is behind the scenes. Like that's what she brings more than anything else, is just, hey, I'm going to know every play. I'm going to know where everyone's supposed to be. I can go any position from shooting guard to center in some scenarios, and I'm going to just execute. And when you have a player like that, that's that locked in, and then having a career year, like, good for her. That's all I can keep saying.
Insane.
Is good for her, because there legitimately was a chance where she's just done after this year if she didn't find the right spot.
Yeah, and like legitimately, she's the glue for this team. Olivia Miles is the orchestrator, but Nia Coffey is the glue. All right, now the question every Lynx fan has, I mean, besides the elephant in the room of like, how do they merge Dorka and Fee back into this team? We'll talk about that in a moment. Because like that's we're talking about the best team in league history, and we can touch on this a little bit in a moment. So I'll wet your palate, but like, we don't want to Connecticut sun this. If you're Minnesota, you don't want to have an amazing regular. Heck, they did it last year. You don't want to have one of the greatest regular seasons of all time to just blow a stinker in the playoffs. Like, that's not what great teams do. And you don't want to fall into that trap of continuously doing it like the Connecticut Sun, which for new fans might be confused because they've been pretty bad the past few years. But look into the history books. But the question everyone wants to know, and I posed this question onto social media, and it was interesting to see the responses. I think a lot of people need to kind of reflect a little bit into the history of the league, but what would it take for a point guard to win MVP? Olivia Miles, I'm not saying that, she has to be your front runner for MVP, but like, I want to have the discussion. I want to analyze this. She's playing ridiculous. Yes, she's only 19 points a game in 30 minutes in 15 games. She's got 5 rebounds a game, 5.7 assists, a steal and a half a block, only averaging 3 turnovers, shooting north of 55% from the field, and just shy of 40% from the 3-point line. Keep in mind, she also started the season, what was it, like 2 for 18 from 3? And she's shooting 91% from the free throw line. But it's more than that, because it's not just about the stats. I mean, like, look, first of all, the knock against her is going to be the blocks, the steals, right? The rebounds, because so often when it comes, and this, I don't want people to misconstrue this. This is not throwing shade to Asia. Well, this is bigger than what is happening right now. This is bigger than what has happened in the last 5 years. This is looking back at 30 years in this league. Historically, the point guards are an underappreciated position. You look at the most winning players in league history. It was Lindsay Whalen for a really long time, because she was a point guard orchestrating a winning championship roster level team. I'm ranting and rambling. You get the picture. What she's doing is insane. All those stats and things that you mentioned earlier, she's leading and orchestrating that. And I'm not even talking about on-off numbers. I'm not talking about anything like that. Just real quick, I want to run down this. You didn't tweet this, but you probably tweeted something like this. This season, where the Lynx rank so far, 92.6 points. That's first. 50 point. This season, they're shooting 50% from the field and 38.7 from the field, the 3-point line. Rebounds, 37 a game. That's first. Effective field goal percentage, 56. That's first. Point paints, 42.9. That's first. Second chance points, 14.4. That's first. Points off turnovers, 18.9. That's first. They're leading everything. And so, and it's going to be a perfect segue into how do you integrate two MVP caliber players back into your team. But speaking of MVP caliber players, Olivia Miles, is she MVP caliber in what she's doing? What's the biggest knock? What's the reason you don't think she is? What's the reason you do think she is?
I would say first on like MVP caliber, like, yeah, she is. Like, she is the clear best player on the best team. Like, that is, as we talked about earlier, like, that is a category. That is something for a lot of people. She is durable, hasn't missed a game. Her like efficiency numbers for like basketball number nerds like me are just ridiculous. Like, her like pick and roll defense. She was not supposed to be a good defender coming into this league. She's had the second most pick and rolls run against her. Second to only Caitlin Clark.
She's got some annoying hands. Annoying
Awesome.
hands on defense.
Awesome. She has good hands.
Yeah.
She directs traffic on defense. Like, it is very rare that you see like her get blown by for a layup, maybe like once a game. Every other time, it's like when she gets blown by, it's going right into Coffee or it's going right into Howard. Like,
or she's pickpocketing as you think you're running.
Or
back.
she just steals it. Yeah. Which, I mean, I'm sure you saw the Olivia Miles bleep talking tech where she then draws a charge and steals everything and like blows the poor, blows they play. It was Portland.
Get her out of here, Sam. Get her out of here.
Get him off of my court. Like, she is definitely an MVP candidate. Now, the biggest issue she has is the same issue that Fee has. Asia Wilson breathes. Like, I don't, if the Aces have the second best record in the league or the third best record in the league, and Asia is putting up the type of points, efficiency, like rebounds, blocks, like, I don't think you can sit there and say like Olivia Miles is better than the 4-time MVP that's doing it again. That being said, though, there's a realistic chance that she has like 20 points a game, shoots 50, 40, 90, and is the like orchestrator of the best offense in the history of basketball. Because again, season ends today, best offensive rating in the history of women's basketball. Like, that's also something where, like, if you're a voter on those awards, I think at the end of the season, if she's like the third WNBA player to go 50, 40, 90, and she has all of this,
she's literally like, she's 0.9 away from going 56, 40, 91. That's insane.
It's her, like, that's the part that like literally causes me to stutter and like black out is just like, she's a rookie. This doesn't happen, like, ever. Like, this isn't like this doesn't happen and then you know someone's like, oh, but Candace Parker at rookie season. It's like, no, Olivia Miles rookie season is like, this doesn't happen. She's breaking all of the records.
So beyond that, there was a discussion that I was having with some friends the other day, and I was like, are the best 2 point guards in the league currently played a combined season and a half.
Yeah.
Like, to me right now, it's Olivia Miles and Paige.
Yep.
Like, those are the two best point guards in the league. Chelsea Gray, you're great. You're not playing at that level. Kelsey Plum, you're putting up some great numbers. You're injured. Your team's, I don't want to say something to offend them. They're bad. Yeah.
I watched them last night.
The
Lynx didn't try and beat them by 15. Like, it's.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's, I mean, you look around the league, like Caitlin Clark, I'm sorry. You've been struggling. You're getting it back together. You're not playing complete games yet. And your team still like, we're talking about a player who, as a rookie, is able to do whatever the hell she wants at any point during the game. It is absurd. The confidence in the step back three that she's like, everything. It just is ridiculous. The more you watch her, the more you're like, this is insane.
All right.
I would say
one last thing on it.
Yeah.
Like, you mentioned like the nitpick. Turnovers are the nitpick. He's good for like one attempted behind the pass, back, no look turnover a game that, like, I personally love the flashiness, but turnovers are the bane of my existence. Wanted to answer that question because there is like Caitlin Clark. That's my biggest issue with her too, is the turnovers. Like, if you're going to be like an elite level, like machine offense, you can't have like 4 or 5 turnovers for.
Yeah, totally. No, I'm with you.
The other thing I would just add on Liv is like, Golden State was the first team that just decided we are not going over any screens. We are going to go over under everything. And if Liv's going to shoot threes, we'll live with it. She goes 8 for 11 from 3 and beats the Valkyries. Last night, the Sparks were the first team that just said she is not going right. Every single possession, we are going to force her left. She is not getting to that right hand. She's not going to get that super cool, like, Statue of Liberty scoop layup. Like, it's just not going to happen. Liv drops 31 going left almost every possession. Just layup, pull up, 3. Like,
it's whatever the announcers are saying. She does this every time. The next team tries to just limit that, and then she finds a new way.
Yeah, like that. I think it was Atlanta, the second Atlanta game. They started like just hard doubling her off of pick and rolls, and Liv just absolutely picked them apart, like throwing from one wing to the far corner for threes, just over again. And it's to the point where, like, I've been really like trying to rack my mind of like, what do you do to stop this team at this point? Like, they're gonna score 100 every game. I don't know what to do.
Well, and that's the crazy thing about this team, which is the past 2 years during the Friends Feel Good era. Well, I forgot what we were calling it.
Power of friendship.
Power of friendship, yeah. But like, we would have, if you're watching them, there would be these like 5-8 minute long streaks of just abysmal offense. Yep. And you'd watch that and go, what the heck is going on? You don't have that with this team. This team, the bigger question, like, the defense has been great and impressive, but the bigger question is that it's like, their offense is still going to keep, even when we were watching the Vegas game, which I watched your post game on that completely with you. I wanted them to lose that. If you're a Lynx fan, you wanted them to lose that because you don't want them to Connecticut Sun it. You want them to have some adversity early in the season and continue to get better and grow and grow and grow. Those are the things that will light that fire, in the same way that for Vegas last year, losing by 55 or 52 or whatever the hell it was, lit that fire that torched them all the way to another championship. But so my question for you is, this offense has been so good. This defense has been so good. This team has been so good. How and why do you merge Dorka and Fee back into this?
It's a good question. And some Lynx fans have been, a little panicked over that as well. I think Fee is the easy one. Like, she is one of the most selfless human beings I've like ever met in person. She brushes every compliment onto her teammate. Like, she just is a person that I don't think needs the shine. And we're talking about Nia Coffey and how awesome she is. Like, Fee is legitimately better at everything than Nia Coffey is. Like, I don't know. I'm sure Nia has like some really good. Heard she's like a knitter or something like that. Like, maybe she does that better than Fee, but like, Fee just came off of a 50-40-90 season and is 2 years removed from a defensive player of the year. Like, that is going to fit in pretty seamlessly. Like her offense comes from, attacking closeouts, getting like a post up, a lot of pick and roll, just pick and fade, pick and roll stuff. Like I think she's going to fit in pretty seamlessly. And then you have, sometimes this bench does struggle. Sometimes, you'll watch them play a collective 30 minutes and they'll have 5 shots because no one wants to shoot it. Now you have Nia Coffey coming off the bench, which the upgrade from Ola to Nia Coffey, I would say, is probably similar to the upgrade from Coffey to Fee. You just get like another solid player. Ola goes down a spot, Belair goes down a spot, Maya Caldwell isn't having to do quite as much because you have like a knockdown shooter that can organize everything. The Dorka one's the one that's kind of hard for me to envision right now because I'm going to be honest, I don't know how she gets minutes. Like McCowan isn't playing. I don't think you take any of Tasha's minutes to give to Dorka. Tasha's obviously the starting center on this team now when Fee comes back. I think Nia still has to play 20, 25 minutes. Maya's still going to get 12. Ola, I would assume, is going to get 10. Tony's been playing some of the best ball of her, short 31-year-old rookie career. I don't know where Dorka fits in. And that's insane to say about someone who is the second youngest EuroLeague MVP in the history of EuroLeague. But at this point, like, I just don't know where she gets minutes, which maybe that's the luxury of they come back and you say, hey, Tosh, take camp day off, enjoy sleeping in and not having to like play basketball at noon. Nia Coffey's been dealing with some shoulder stuff. Maybe it's Dorka comes back and Nia just sits for 5 games and gets her shoulder right. I'm sure there's some things they can do, but Fee's the easy one. Dorka's the one where I'm kind of raising my eyebrows now of just like, I don't really see how she gets minutes.
I'm not to alert the fans. I've been in the camp of there's going to be a pre-trade deadline move, based on literally nothing but my trying to piece together things and following this team for way too long. But we'll leave it with that because this episode's about contenders, and I think we have concluded this team is undoubtedly a contender. Tune in next week and the following week where we talk about 2 other teams that I believe are contenders with some awesome guests. Andrew, appreciate you. The Duke of Linkstown, friend of the pod, so excited to be here. To close out this episode, I just want to thank you for listening and supporting independent WNBA coverage. Winsidr's been doing this for a long time. We're not the only ones. There's some other amazing outlets out there. Definitely check out the Duke of Linkstown over on Hitting the Hardwood, I believe.
Hitting the Hardwood. Yeah. Twitter, ADukeMN. Written stuff's on zone coverage. Post-game live streams, Missing Links.
Awesome. So make sure you're checking it out. There's an amazing ecosystem of amazing independent WNBA news sites. You should be checking them out if you don't already. Thank you.